EBS 수능 만점 마무리 영어 영역 2015학년도 대학 수학능력시험 EBS 모의평가 영어 영역 제1회 1번부터 17번까지는 듣고 답하는 문제입니다. 1번부터 15번까지는 한 번만 들려주고 16번부터 17번까지는 두 번 들려줍니다. 방송을 잘 듣고 답을 하시기 바랍니다. 1번. 대화를 듣고 여자의 마지막 말에 대한 남자의 응답으로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
I'm going to the newly opened shopping mall. Will you join me?
Yes, I need to buy a present for my brother.
You mean Randy? What's the occasion?
(2번) 대화를 듣고 남자의 마지막 말에 대한 여자의 응답으로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Good morning. I have an appointment with Mr. Moss.
Oh, you must be Mr. Holland, right?
Yes, I am. I'm scheduled to meet him at 10 a.m.
(3번) 다음을 듣고 남자가 하는 말의 목적으로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Hello, residents. I'm Jim Edmond from Apartment Office. You may have heard about the traffic accident yesterday. As you know, a 5-year-old boy was hit by a car. He was seriously injured and immediately taken to a nearby hospital. According to some witnesses, the driver, who was our resident, was driving over the speed limit. And to stop this sort of accident from happening again, we strongly ask you to drive as slow as you can within the apartment complex, way below the speed limit if possible. It's all for the safety of our residents. Thank you.
(4번) 다음을 듣고 여자가 하는 말의 주제로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Do you keep telling yourself that you are just tired, you are sick, or you are too busy? If so, you're in a slump, and it can happen to anyone, anytime. The problem is, how can you get yourself out of that state of mind? Here are some tips. First, find something that inspires you and gives you some energy to get you going on the right track. Second, start off slow. Give yourself a goal for the day, or maybe just a goal for the week. Finally, set a reward system. The reward system will give you a little extra incentive to get things done. With these tips in mind, you'll find yourself motivated to do better.
(5번) 대화를 듣고 남자의 주장으로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Look at this article.
What's that about?
It's about a taxi driver who lost consciousness while driving.
Oh my. Was he okay?
Actually, his car bumped into a tree, and he was narrowly saved from the burning taxi.
How terrible. How could such a thing happen?
It says here that it probably had to do with his age. He is in his early 80s.
In his early 80s? Isn't it too dangerous for someone that age to drive a car?
Maybe, but anyone with a driver's license is allowed to drive a car.
I know, but I think action should be taken to prevent older drivers from getting involved in such tragic accidents.
In that sense, I agree with you.
As we enter an aging society, this will be a serious social problem unless something is done.
(6번) 대화를 듣고 여자가 할 일로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Mrs. White, Mrs. White.
Take it easy, Ted. You're losing your breath.
Susan got injured.
Really? What happened?
She fell down the stairs.
Oh, dear. Is she seriously hurt?
I'm not sure, but that's how she looked. She couldn't move her right arm at all.
Sounds serious. Where is Susan?
Morris and Sarah carried her to the nurse's office.
Good job. The nurse teacher will decide if she needs to be taken to the hospital. Ted, go and get ready for your class. I'll have to go and see how Susan is.
Okay, Mrs. White. I really hope she is all right.
(7번) 대화를 듣고 남자가 배드민턴 대회 남자 복식에 출전하지 않는 이유를 고르시오.
Hi, Brian. Can I ask you something?
Sure. What is it?
I saw the list of men's doubles participants in this year's Kinect's badminton competition, but your name wasn't there.
Right. I decided not to participate in men's doubles.
Why not? You've been practicing a lot for the competition as a defending champion.
Yes, but my partner John sprained his ankle recently.
How awful. Is it serious?
Yes, I'm afraid that he can't play badminton at least for a month.
Too bad. I'm sorry that last year's winners won't play.
Maybe, but you can see me play. Jane and I will participate in mixed doubles.
Oh, that's a relief.
(8번) 대화를 듣고 그림에서 대화의 내용과 일치하지 않는 것을 고르시오.
You changed the picture on your computer screen.
Yes, the picture was taken last Sunday.
I can see it. The date is written on the bottom right side. It was taken during the game against the LAFC, right?
Yes, that's why we put the phrase, beat the LAFC on the placard. We beat them 3-1.
3-1? The scoreboard behind the placard says it's 1-1.
It was 1-1 in the first half. We scored 2 goals in the second half.
I see. Who is that young lady wearing sunglasses, waving a flag?
She is Judy. She always cheers very passionately.
She looks like a cheerleader.
Actually, she was on a cheerleading squad in college.
I see. Were you beating the drum during the entire game?
Yes, it was real fun.
(9번) 대화를 듣고 임대하려는 아파트에 관해 두 사람이 언급하지 않은 것을 고르시오.
Excuse me.
Yes. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for an apartment to rent.
Okay. Have a seat. What price range do you have in mind?
Somewhere between $600 and $800 a month.
I think this is in your price range.
Does it have a subway station or a bus station nearby?
Both are within a 10-minute walk.
Good. What floor is it on?
It's on the 3rd floor, overlooking a park.
Great. Have any noise-related problems been reported in the apartment?
Not that I know of.
Can I take a look at it now?
Sure.
(10번) 대화를 듣고 남자가 지불할 금액을 고르시오.
Next, please. Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to buy Hopper tickets. How much are they?
They are $100 for adults and $85 for children aged 12 and under. How many Hopper tickets do you want?
4 adult tickets, please. And I have a membership card.
Can you show me the card?
Sure. Here it is.
Thanks. With this membership card, you can get a 20% discount for 2 tickets.
For 2 tickets? Not 4?
Yes, you can use it just for 2 tickets.
Okay, I'll use the membership card. Here's my credit card.
Thanks. Hold on a second.
(11번) 메릴랜드 레니상스 페스티벌에 관한 다음 내용을 듣고 일치하지 않는 것을 고르시오.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for showing your interest in the Maryland Renaissance Festival. The Maryland Renaissance Festival is an annual family event. It is held in Anne Arundel County from August 23rd to October 19th. The festival recreates a 16th century England village. You can see a fire eater and marvel at magicians. And you can delight your children with free pony rides, a maze, archery, and a play area. This year's pricing offers a $5 discount if you visit early in the season, which is from August 23rd to September 15th. Children 6 and under are free during the whole festival.
(12번) 다음 표를 보면서 대화를 듣고 여자가 선택한 제품을 고르시오.
Steve, look at this website.
Okay. Oh, you've finally decided to buy a pair of binoculars.
Yes, I'm going to use them in the ballpark or the concert.
Great. Do you have anything particular in mind?
Not yet. What do you think about the heaviest pair?
Well, they might be durable, but too heavy. Anything beyond 400 grams wouldn't be good.
Maybe you're right. I have to wear them at least for 2 hours, and I don't want to spend more than $50.
That's too much. And you don't need a pair of binoculars with magnification powers greater than 10.
I agree. I'm not going to pay extra for magnification powers greater than 10.
And don't you think you need UV coating?
Oh, I need UV coating. I'm willing to pay extra for that feature.
Great. I think I know which one you have to order.
Yes, I'll order that one.
(13번) 대화를 듣고 여자의 마지막 말에 대한 남자의 응답으로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Yes.
Ms. Wilson, this is Mr. Clark. Can I come in for a second?
Sure. Come on in.
Thanks. Looks like you are grading your students' essays.
Yes, their writings are so good that it's hard to grade them.
I see. I'm wondering when you are going to get off work.
In about 30 minutes. Why are you curious about when to leave?
Well, I'm going to meet my friend at the newly opened Indian restaurant in the Apex shopping mall.
Oh, really? The shopping mall is not far from where I live.
I know. That's why I'm here to ask when you're going to leave.
So you're wondering if I can give you a ride, right?
(14번) 대화를 듣고 남자의 마지막 말에 대한 여자의 응답으로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
Good morning, Mr. Reynolds.
Good morning, Ms. Williams. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. I had a wonderful time with my family.
Great. You've probably heard about Mr. Smith.
I've heard nothing about him. What is it?
His mother passed away last night.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So he won't come to work for up to 7 days. And there is a very important sales report he's been working on.
Yes.
And it should be ready by Wednesday. You're his predecessor, so...
So, you want me to do that for him?
That's exactly what I'm asking you to do.
15번. 다음 상황 설명을 듣고 데이비드가 미스터 파머에게 할 말로 가장 적절한 것을 고르시오.
David gets his haircut every second month. To have his haircut, he always goes to Mr. Palmer's barber shop on the first Sunday of odd months, such as January, March, May, and so on. However, as this year's summer reaches its peak and the temperature abnormally keeps rising, David feels much warmer. So, he decides to keep his hair shorter for the time being to avoid the discomfort caused by hot weather. Now, only 1 month after he had his hair cut, he shows up at Mr. Palmer's. Surprised, Mr. Palmer asks why he is showing up much earlier than he is expected. In this situation, what would David most likely say to Mr. Palmer?
(16번과 17번) 다음을 듣고 물음에 답하시오.
Hello, everyone. Let me ask you a question. When do you feel the happiest? It's probably when you've successfully done something that requires much time and effort, right? Then how can you make sure that you're reaping what you sow? That's quite simple. Let's suppose you have a very interesting story. You want the story to be broadcast on the radio or to be published in a leading magazine. So you send your story and wait for it to be aired or published. What do you think the chances are of your story being aired or published? Not much, I guess. There are countless numbers of other stories, and many of them get dumped into the waste bin with their envelopes still sealed. To increase the chances of your story being heard, make your envelope noticeable and eye-catching. Which would meet your eye? A letter in a plain envelope and a letter in a decorated envelope? Needless to say, it's not the former. Remember, you can increase the chances of things getting done well simply by making them noticeable and eye-catching.
다시 한번 듣겠습니다.
Hello, everyone. Let me ask you a question. When do you feel the happiest? It's probably when you've successfully done something that requires much time and effort, right? Then how can you make sure that you're reaping what you sow? That's quite simple. Let's suppose you have a very interesting story. You want the story to be broadcast on the radio or to be published in a leading magazine. So you send your story and wait for it to be aired or published. What do you think the chances are of your story being aired or published? Not much, I guess. There are countless numbers of other stories, and many of them get dumped into the waste bin with their envelopes still sealed. To increase the chances of your story being heard, make your envelope noticeable and eye-catching. Which would meet your eye? A letter in a plain envelope and a letter in a decorated envelope? Needless to say, it's not the former. Remember, you can increase the chances of things getting done well simply by making them noticeable and eye-catching.
16번. 남자가 하는 말의 주제로 가장 적절한 것은? (17번) 남자가 예로 언급한 것은? 이제 듣기 말하기 문제가 끝났습니다. 18번부터는 문제지의 지시에 따라 답을 하시기 바랍니다.